Hi guys, it's Baby Peach. We're back again with another episode of the Magical Diary Horse Hall. Let's just jump right in. Start next week. I completely forget what I said I was gonna focus on this time, so I'll just take a stab. Let's do red, green, while we sleep, do another red and green, and then we'll do another week where I do the other ones. 2 red, 2 stress. 3 green, 3 stress. And we learned a new spell, Boost Strength. Costs 10 mana, focuses on the caster's life energy to temporarily increase physical strength. Cool. Sleeping, so we have 0 stress now. Gain 1 red, 1 stress, and a new spell, 3 mana, Spark. A spark strikes the target, which may catch fire if it's something likely to burn. Cool. And green magic. 1 green, 1 stress. Ooh. Hello, Peachy. Did you enjoy your dinner? I suppose it was alright. Really? If you like your chili on the plain side. I thought so. There are many secrets here you probably haven't found yet, such as the best place to get a good meal. Would you like to come to dinner with me tomorrow off campus? At the mall food court? He chuckles. Near the mall, but not quite part of it. It's called the Glen, and it's magic only. The professors go there when they're too tired to travel and visiting parents who want to take their student children somewhere nice. I thought parents weren't allowed to visit. Non-magical parents aren't supposed to visit. Oh. So, would you like to go? Is this a date? Are you asking me out on a date? Does everything that happens between a guy and a girl have to be about dating? No. I enjoy your company, that's all. I want to show you the Glen. I think you'll really like it. Alright, that sounds like fun. Great. I'll meet you tomorrow at the mall. He tilts his head in farewell, then walks away. On Saturday morning, the mail and allowances are delivered. Ellen, there's a letter for you. Oh, it's from my family. Ellen carefully works her fingers under the sealed envelope flap, opening it with a minimum of tearing, then unfolds the letter and begins to read. What? She drops back onto her bed with a thud and stares at the paper in her hands. What is it? It's nothing, just change of plans. Apparently I'm not going home for Thanksgiving. What? Because it's a long way for such a short break, so it's better for me to stay here. Is that what you want? That doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't. It's not my decision. I can't go home on my own. They don't want me there. Well, we want you here, don't we, Peachy? Yeah. Come on, we should all do something together today. I'm supposed to meet... No, not today. Can we do it tomorrow? I've got things to do today. What's more important than your roommates? Virginia, it's okay. I'm okay. Virginia glares at me but doesn't say anything. What should I do today? Well, I need to go meet him at the mall. I didn't see Damien in the shuttle van on the way over. I'm not sure if he's here somewhere already or if he isn't coming until later. Since we're supposed to be having dinner, we won't be meeting up for a couple hours, so he has plenty of time. I've never seen him here, actually. I don't see absolutely everyone in the mall, of course, but he's sort of hard to miss. But can he go to a place like this, like he looks? I missed that part, sorry. He said when he went to the Apple Festival, he had to disguise himself. If he's wearing an illusion, he could be right here and I never know it. He could be anyone, a little boy, or an old man, or a woman in a suit. Except, I don't think so. Looking at the people around me somehow, I'm sure that none of them could be Damien. Even under an... Okay. So if he's not here, what should I do while I wait? I guess I'll check out the arcade. I should have just studied it if I knew that this was gonna happen. And there are only a few old video games. Let's play a dance game. No, let's just watch. I don't want to spend money. And my stress decreases by 3. Okay, at the arranged time, I wait near the main entrance for Damien. There he is, and he's looking like he always does. None of the non-magical shoppers seem to notice. Well, Halloween was only last week. Hello, Peachy. Are you ready? Where are we going? You'll see. It's not far, just across the parking lot. I didn't see any restaurant there. It's hidden, of course. The easiest way to find it is to go with someone who's been before, shall we? He offers me his arm with minor hesitation. I lay my hand on it. It's slightly embarrassing for a friendly outing, but I do need him to guide me. And so, together, we leave the mall. When we reach the restaurant, I stop and stare. Not quite what you were expecting. It looks so normal. After passing the invisibility barriers, I was ready for anything, but this place could be any number of restaurants I've eaten at with my parents. The only obvious difference is the customers. Damien isn't the only one here with wings. There's a little figure at one of the tables who looks like a cross between a bird and a goblin, and across the way I see Jacob sitting with 2 older men, one whose hair is apparently on fire. It is simpler to rely on standard suppliers and build something in keeping with the world. They save their energy for the food. In the other world, there are no limits. You can eat off floating platters in Crystal Palace. What is the other world? No one has told you about that yet. Think of it like fairyland. It's another world next to this one where magic runs more strongly. It is wonderful, but it has its dangers. That's where magical creatures come from, elves, dragons, all sorts of myths and legends. And you? We should talk about that later. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. No, I want to tell you, but I think we should order first. We sit at a booth and I look around for a menu without seeing one. Then Damien takes a narrow cylinder from a vase on the center of the table, unrolls it, and hands it to me for a scroll. I look over the listings, but I have no idea what most of them are. They're not even in the same language as far as I can tell. Would you like me to order for you? Yeah, sure. When the waiter comes over, Damien rattles off a string of syllables that I can't understand and smiles at me. A few minutes later, the appetizers arrive. Damien has a set of tiny eggs inside a nest of leaves, and I have a thin, pale tube filled with cream, like some sort of jelly roll. What is this? An amizuzan? Amizuzan. Take a bite, a small one. I nibbled at the end. It tastes like an ordinary cake. Is it normal for witches to have dessert first? Take another bite. I nibble again and my eyes go wide. It's like biting into a packet of sweet and sour sauce. Keep going. Another bite, but this one I nearly spit out vinegar. I struggle to swallow, and if you didn't like that one, don't laugh. So I screw my face up a bit, hold back the giggle, and ask, why not? Oh. I want to know what he said. Where the heck is the backlog? Whatever, I guess. How magical. I don't want to miss out on the effort, so I keep a straight face while I finish my thing. A waitress comes by to clear out the appetizer plates, and we wait for the main course. So, I suppose it's time to tell you about where I come from. Please, promise me you won't repeat this story to anyone else. I promise. I promise. It's not easy to talk about. You don't have to if you really don't want to. No, I know you. Being who you are, I don't believe you'll judge me the same way. You don't have the same expectations because you weren't born to magic. Neither was I. What? But you're not human, but my parents are. Huh? I'm a changeling. You were swapped as a baby? As far as I know, I don't exactly remember. But, you're blue. I think they'd sort of notice. I didn't look like this until later. I grew up always believing that there was something wrong with me, but that the face I saw in the mirror wasn't right, but I didn't know why. Oh, I imagined all sorts of things. Perhaps my parents weren't my parents. Perhaps I was a lost prince, and someday my real family would come and take me away and save me. I think every unhappy child imagines that. He sighs and brushes stray crumbs off the table, not meeting my eyes. Did they come, your birth family? No, I've never seen them. I wish they had. Even if one's a demon, they couldn't be you. Well, when I turned 13, I saw my true face for the first time. I was terrified. I had to learn to hide it and pretend to be normal even though I knew it was all a lie. It was quite a shock when I came to Iris and everyone started demanding to know my bloodline. I couldn't tell them and I didn't want to explain. Why would they even ask? That's rude. You see, that's why I could tell you this, because it doesn't matter to you. They want to know who I'm related to, so they know my status. There aren't that many all magical families, and they're very proud of who they are. And when I want to answer their questions because I couldn't, that made them think I had something to hide, especially William. His eyes flick back and forth, and suddenly he leans back in his seat and smiles. Before I can ask why, the waiter arrives to bring the main course. Bon appetit. The food is good, but my mind is too full of questions to really pay attention. There's obviously a lot more to the story, but for someone who has trouble trusting others and probably told me more than he wants to already, I don't want to push him by asking for more. At last, he looks up from his plate. Did you know that William was originally a falcon? What? We were hallmates at first, freshman year. He said he barely knew you because you were on a different hall. He probably didn't want to spoil his image by telling you what happened. Being kicked out of Falcon Hall for starting a fist fight doesn't sound very cool, does it? A fight with you? He lets out a shallow sigh. He kept trying to break into my room. He followed me around, but I wouldn't tell him anything. No. Let's talk about something else. Right. Do you come here often? Oh, occasionally, but not for a while. It's much nicer when you have someone to share it with. You'll like the dessert. The dessert? There's only one? Well, it's possible to request an extra if you're greedy, but I don't think it would be good for you. The dessert plate is provided to everyone. Gratitude? Even if you only came for coffee, it's part of the magical tradition of hospitality. No guest should go without. That's nice. He settles back into his seat and looks at me. Have you ever considered wearing some sort of ornaments in your hair? Something like that could really bring out the color of your eyes. I don't know. I'm a falcon. We like pretty things. Last year there was a senior in Butterfly Hall who wore a golden circlet with an enormous flower on each side of her head that changed colors as the day went by. You should have seen her. She was beautiful, dark hair like a waterfall. I poke absently at my plate, then set my silverware down and allow the waiter to take it away. A few minutes later, the dessert plate arrives. Strawberries? Look more closely. I look again. They're shaped like strawberries, but their surface is smooth and seedless, slightly shiny like candy. Is that, marzipan? I've heard the word, but I don't really know what it means. No, it's better. They're blown sugar glass. Careful, they're fragile. Put one in your mouth and suck gently. Okay. I pick up a sugar berry and pop it into my mouth. For a moment, there's a vague sweetness as the sugar melts on my tongue, then all of a sudden a burst of liquid flavor. Damien laughs at the surprise on my face. They're filled with strawberry juice. It's supposed to provide energy. Why doesn't the sugar dissolve? Magic. After finishing the strawberries, I do feel energized. We chat for a bit, and then Damien pays the bill, trying to hide the amount from my eyes, and then it's time to find the van back to campus. All through the route, he's been a perfect gentleman, a friend, and not a hint of anything more. I guess let's start next week. We'll get there this week, and then that will probably be it. Flyers up in the halls have informed us that there will be a special assembly for all the freshmen this Thursday. No class activities can be scheduled for that day. What should I do this week? Well, blue's low, so let's do blue. Red. White. And then let's do black magic. Success, 2 blue, 2 stress. And I learned a new spell. Farsight allows the caster to view a nearby known location. 2 red, 2 stress. Three white, 3 stress. And then the assembly on Thursday morning, all the freshmen gathered together in the gym. Good morning, my bright young things. Today is a special occasion for all of you. You're going to get to practice what you've learned and try out some spells on each other without the pressure of a test or grades. This is an important lesson because in the future exams you may come up against other spellcasters. You need to know how to use magic in combat and how to avoid magic being used on you. Will everyone please team up in twos? There's some jostling and shuffling around. Ellen and Virginia pair off and I am standing by Virginia's brother Donald. Please pay attention before we begin. I want you to take turns casting spells at each other. Blocking them, this is not a battle. And you're not trying to defeat each other. Think of it like a game of catch. Sorry, I can't remember her voice right now off the top of my head. Think of it like a game of catch. One of you is the pitcher, and one of you is the catcher. You can only pitch when it's your turn, so defenders must only defend and not attack. Also, please don't interfere with any other pairs. That includes casting spells that tend to be messy. No fireballs or ice storms. Please target only your partner. I will be on hand to deal with any injuries and accidents. If you hurt yourself, please call for help. I'll be right there. Have fun. Fun? I turn to face my partner. Ladies first. I'm not sure what to cast. I've never done this before. You can do a push spell, right? Sure, that's easy. Alright then. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I started to cast the spell, but suddenly a wave of cold sweeps over my body and I can't move. The spell fizzles and uncast. Ha. I wasn't sure that would work. It'll wear off in a minute. As he said, I unfreeze shortly, but my fingertips are still tingling and sore. Alright, it's my turn now. Are you ready? I suppose. Uno, dos, tres. There's a little jolt and I feel a sting like a tiny electric shock as Donald stumbles backwards. Ow! Hey, you're not supposed to attack now. I thought it might throw off your aim. I guess it might for a moment after. We worked together for a while, trading spells back and forth, then Donald holds up his hands and leans in close to whisper something. I've got a great idea. When I say go, you drop to the floor and cover your eyes. I'm going to cast something over your head. Okay, go. On cue, I duck and cover. There's a whooshing noise and a burst of heat overhead, followed by screams. Donald, what are you doing? Oh, you're in trouble. Well, your flaming dragon was very impressive. I missed the fire dragon. I did specifically tell you to avoid large spells. If 4PG hadn't managed to get out of the way, you would have hurt her badly. Like he cares. This is very disappointing. You've always been careful in your creativity. Why would you take such a risk? Professor Postum, I wasn't actually in danger. He told me to get down and made sure I was out of the way before he cast it. You knew what he was going to do? Yes, I knew he was going to do something, saying that should get him out of trouble, right? Well, I suppose that changes things slightly. Detention for both of you, then. What? It's only fair for both conspirators to suffer equally. And you did know that you shouldn't cast such large spells, but no demerit since there was no real danger. Perhaps the two of you can use the time to come up with some more interesting way of showcasing your skills for the class. Yes, ma'am. No problem. Try to be good now. Jacob put Miss Arias down. She hurries off to deal with someone else. Luckily, there are no major accidents for the rest of the session. 2 black magic, 2 stress. On Saturday morning, the mail and allowances are delivered. Get up to get to my detention. Miss Ika, Mr. Danson, must I forever be burdened with this nonsense? Since you are both being punished for the same offense, you will receive the same punishment. He points to the tables where two very large glass jars filled with pebbles are sitting. You will each take one jar. You will take out each pebble individually by hand. You will place each pebble on the table, forming two separate stacks. After you have removed each pebble, you will write down the total number of pebbles that were in the jar. You will then return all the pebbles to your jar by hand. I have ways of detecting whether or not each pebble has been touched. Do not attempt to shirk. Do you understand? Sure. And if your count is off, or your attempt to pocket any of the pebbles, I will lock you in this room with no food or water until Monday. Get on with it. He stalks out of the room, closing the door behind him. What's the point of this? Boredom, that's all. Great. Sorry, I got you into this. You didn't, it was my decision. I mean, it would have been right to let them think you were trying to hurt me when you weren't. Yeah, well, I knew you was just going to get busted for it, and I didn't warn you. If he knew he'd get into trouble, why'd he do it? Well, I'd better get to work. At the end of the day, I have counted and recounted 432 pebbles and my neck hurts, but at least I get to leave. Okay guys, we're gonna save it here for today. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope we get to go on another date with Damien. And have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.